right, ukulele lesson number 3. We're going to start learning our first chord. It is very important that you have the page 3A downloaded and printed in front of you and have read through it. It's going to explain a lot of things to you that I just can't give you in a video. It's going to talk about where a time signature is, a bar line, a double bar line, measures, the musical staff, you name it. So be sure that you have downloaded and read page 3A. We're moving on to the next page, which will be 3B. And this is where we're going to start our practicing. So our first chord is C7. I always remember 1, 1, 1. First finger, first fret, first string. And you don't push on top of the fret. You're going to get right behind it, above it, and push so that the string is pressed against the fret. Not with your finger, just by the pressure of the string behind your finger. Okay? So when you play that, it should sound like this. It's not a very exciting chord. It'll sound better in a minute. So if you look at line number 1 on 3B, you will see that we're in 4/4 time signature, which means we're going to have 4 beats every measure. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 measures to play of 4 strums each. So let's try that together. 1, 2, ready, play. And at the end, when you want to silence your strings, you just bring your hand up and place them over them, and they'll stop vibrating. All right, it's a little hard for us to stay together when we're just strumming. I find it really helps you learn to keep a steady beat if you will count out loud. So if you look at line number 2, it's the same chord, C7, but this time we're going to count out loud. There's also something special at the end. The double bar line now has 2 little dots added to it, which means repeat. Do the entire thing again. So here we go, line number 2, the C7 chord. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Here's a new way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Some people like to count those measures off, so if you would like to replace 1 with the number of the measure, that's perfectly acceptable as well. So let's take a look down here at line number 3. Is anything different? Yes, the time signature. Instead of 4 on top, we have a 3. That means there will be 3 beats in every measure. So we're only going to count to number 3. We also have a repeat, so be sure to repeat this time. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Repeat. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. Hopefully you're getting used to strumming straight down with your thumb, not your thumb, and not dragging back up like it's a guitar. It doesn't tend to work as well on a ukulele. All right, line number 4, we have 2/4 time. That means 2 beats in every measure. There's no repeat sign this time, so watch out for that at the end. Let's start line number 4. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Last line, number 5, something new. We are going to add in what is called a quarter rest. A quarter rest lasts for a quarter of the measure, so that's a 1/4 of it. So you're going to rest for 1 beat. Every time I see a quarter rest, I like to say, shh, just to remind myself I'm not strumming. So on the bottom, you're going to see that you have a quarter rest in the second measure, another one in the third measure, and then you have 2 in the last measure. And we're also going to repeat. So let's try line number 5. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, shh. 1, 2, 3, shh. 1, shh, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, shh. 1, 2, 3, shh. 1, shh, 3. Shh. I like to stop my strings when there's an absolute rest because that means there shouldn't be any sound. A lot of people will just let it go and not strum. There's measure 2 would sound like 1, 2, 3, and they would just let it hang. So it's up to you whether you want to stop on your rest when you're starting out playing, or if you want to wait a while before you're worrying about so much hand movement. So practice all of these things in lesson 3 as much as you can. The more easily you find that you can strum and keep up with the music, the easier it will be in our next lesson when we add a new chord.